Alright, hey guys, it's M. Dean again. And this is just kind of a little what's the word? Follow up since now, well, not follow up, but that last video, watch these two concurrently. Otherwise, and if there's like anything in my teeth, I apologize. I just had some 7-layer chocolate cake. Yes. Yes. I'm yes, I am fat, everyone. Yes. Just yes. Because clearly I look fat. Anyway, point is, I like 7-layer cake. It's very good. I want to show people I'm eating. The hilarity of the contrast is just stupid. I'm eating a giant bowl of salad. Honestly, I am. Wait, let me get it. There you go. There's your salad. Yeah, there you go. Why I just did that, I don't know. Anyway, watch these two videos concurrently. If you don't, they're not going to make any damn sense. Alright, because I never finished that story. Now, for those who found that high school story riveting, at least a little bit, or entertaining, or got a little chuckle, because, well, people are that dumb, because at the tail end of that video I said, specifically, this clown, I'm going to call him a clown, because that's what he is, to me now. I still care. I mean, look. I mean, because I wear my heart on my sleeve. I cared about him, like, we were really good friends. And I was just like, to hear from his own mouth, too, that he tried to off himself is like, really? The f*** you thinking? That was what went through my head. What were you thinking about? Like, why? And he's like, he didn't really say, but my main guess is he thought he'd screwed up his life because what happened with that girl, and he was pissed he got played, he was pissed he got used, he was whatever. So, but on that day, we talked for a while, we talked about a lot of stuff, on and on. Went on and on about some family trips he'd taken, some this and that. Some of my family stuff, he asked me school, he asked me about school stuff, where I was at, what I was doing, blah, 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 blah. Standard friend stuff, blah, 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 whatever. It was like we'd, magically gone back to where we were before, but that, there's a song that's like that, Can I Ever Go Back? Well, that's not the title of it, but there's lyrics to it, like, falling to the depths, can I ever go back? And there are times where, like, scenario like that, if it's a drastic change like that, like something like that where he tried to off himself. I mean, look, I'm not going to say, I'm sure there are a lot of people on here, regardless of, how comfortable people are with emotions, whatever. I'm not going to lie, Let's face it, I'm sure everyone in their life, at some point, and if you haven't, you probably will, has had a depressive spell. I've had them. They're terrible. They're like the worst thing ever. You don't want to do anything. You're just like, you're just like, you just don't give a rat's ass about anything. And it sucks. But yeah. So anyway, he basically blames me, sort of, and I'm like, so you think I'm the reason, you're actually acting like I'm the reason you're now so cynical towards the rest of the world. And his words to me were, yeah, basically that's what I'm saying. I'm like, me, really. It wasn't your messed up relationship with her that did something. That had, and I wanted to say to him, I wanted to get up and walk the hell out and say, oh yeah, clearly that had nothing to do with it. Bye. Because honestly, the way he was acting, just see ya, because crap like that, when someone has the gall, the veracity, the blah blah, there's a lot of different words for it, to blame you when you, and I literally, like, as I said in the last video, I never touched the girl. She had she was just not that good looking to me, and she wasn't my type either. She didn't have, any guy knows what the hell I'm talking about for the most part. I mean, come on. I would never. Plus, at the time, me and Alicia were close to going out, and I gave her name away again because I'm dumb. Oh well, that's the other reason I'm able to make this video. She might not be here until tonight now, or she might not be here at all till tomorrow, but that's fine. As long as I get to see her, I don't care. I don't care. And again, apologies for the coughing, but that's going to be a forever thing. As long as I make videos, I will cough. Because, whatever. Again, it's just the way it works. If I evolve into a wheezing, then we have many, many, many problems. But that will never happen because I will never grow a second head, hopefully. And did I see? No, I didn't grow a second head. So that's awesome. Yeah, sorry. Back was bad. But, yeah. So, and again, this can, going pretty well, whatever. And that's the way it goes. I mean, when people change, or they don't, it's just sometimes, or people toss stuff away for petty reasons like that. Like, if you're going to toss something away because of a girl lying to your face when I told you she was a liar, and the logic of you going to sit there, blame me, and be like, it was all your fault, I got her pregnant. Yes, that very, I'm going to do the little applause here. Great logic, right, everyone? On the interwebs, great logic. Makes total sense. Because clearly, if you don't touch a girl and she gets pregnant, you're obviously the one responsible for it. So, part of me thinks the kid's an absolute joke. Part of me still, obviously cares about it. The shred of friendship is still there because, like, again, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and like, for anybody, like, no matter what, or if I wrong someone else, like, I hate feeling like that, and I just, there are certain things you can't, whatever, you can't undo, and you tend to feel guilty for. Sorry. It's still a mess. But yeah, certain things you just can't undo. And that's the main point I'm trying to say. Like, if, I guess it's really, this. I think the phrase is think before you speak, but it's also think before you act, I guess. I mean, then again, I know quite a few people don't think before they speak. I know several like that. But I'm guilty of that too. I mean, a lot of people are guilty of it. Actually, who the hell am I kidding? Probably almost every person on this earth, all 6.5 billion, whatever they're on this earth now, are guilty of it at some point in their life. But if we did that a little, watched it a little more, whatever, maybe we'd have less conflict, less drama, Because drama sucks. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm letting in a little secret here. Who doesn't already know? The last 5 years of my life have been a living hell, living nightmare. Like, I've had moments of peace, and then just what ends up happening, they'll get snatched away by something or by someone or by mitigating factors on the outside. And mitigating basically means, well, extenuating, which means there are other factors involved. It just means there are like other factors involved, and it's obnoxious, it's irritating, it's whatever. And that tends to get in the way. Hold on, let me check the time. We're good. But yeah. And then when that happens, people's minds just do 360-degree turns. And that's what ended up happening to me. It's like, I just, there are certain things, believe me, there are certain things I would give anything to have the TARDIS or whatever, some kind of I don't care, give me Dialga, I don't give a damn what you give me. I would love to just go back in time and but that can't happen. And when people can't forgive you, when you say you're sorry, and they never acknowledge it themselves, like, I've had that experience quite a bit. At least what happened to me before, the guy acknowledged. I mean, I had someone else like that too, but they acknowledged it at some points, and there was other points, they act like they could do no wrong. And that's kind of shit that pisses me off. Like, don't act like you can do no wrong. Everyone does. We're like, there's never one side to an argument. There's like never. That's never how it works. And anyone says otherwise, you're a freaking liar. Arguments are a two-sided street, just like anything else. That's why, at least with this dude again, he explained, I like them people to explain. He explained to me, like why, like, granted his reasons were asinine. Oh yeah, because yeah, you are the reason I'm more cynical towards the world now because I was with her. It's like that makes it makes total sense. Like I said before, blame it on me because you made the stupid ass decision to be with her because she's a manipulative friggin' succubus. Makes total sense. And she was. She was honestly sorry. And the other point was that I really should have made. Like I basically said the reason he tried to off himself, but the other part of this is, I think later he did find out she lied to him about actually getting pregnant, which doesn't shock me. You still blame me for the fact he was with her. When I point blank told him, dude, she is bad news for you. She's cheating on you. She's doing this and that. Do people listen? No. Because what do people think with, like I said in the last video? Not this. Not this. People know. Guys know what I'm talking about. Hell, so do girls. I mean, God, come on. If any girl who's actually on the internet has had a boyfriend, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So you know what I'm saying. So it's like there's no point reiterating it. Hold on. All right. Time flies. This might be 3 parts, or probably only 2, but this will probably be the last part. So yeah, and believe me, I made my fair share, like I said, stupid choices too. I mean, like I said, there are a few things I'd love to just go back in reverse. I mean, and again, I said in the last video, when you wear your heart on your sleeve, it's very hard. It's like nearly impossible to just. So I don't know how some people can act like it's just so simple. It's not. It's not. Life's not simple. Life wasn't meant to be simple. That's why I said someone says something simple to me. Life's not simple. Experience past 5 years like I have, then tell me life is simple. Because it's not. Life can be like that story that Audie Murphy wrote. It can be to hell and back. That's what it can be. And that's what life really, for me, has been like this. Giant roller coaster. A few moments of peace, then just shattered. Or people who make it better and who act like decent, normal human beings, and then something just messes it up. Whether it be me, whether it be them, whether it be a combination, whether it be whatever. You know what? I don't pretend to be perfect. I would never pretend that. And the last thing even back the story I just told, and then other stuff happened to me too, it's like, I would never pretend or claim that I wasn't somewhat wrong back then when we were like 16, 17. I did, well, we were 17 more. I told him, like, she is messing around, whatever on you. But then later, the 3 years after when I saw him again when I was 20, we were both 20, I did, because I knew. From what he said, I'm just like, I know, and I was right. And now she's with a guy who came and do algebra problems, and he's 25. Bravo. Superb. Unless you have a mental disability, there is no reason you should not be able to do algebra problems at 25 years old. I'm sorry. That is a disgrace. I am the worst math person on the face of the earth, and I can do algebra problems. I mean, honestly, if you ask me to do long division and give me a piece of paper in 2.5 hours, I will not be able to probably do it. But I can still do algebra. Like basic. Hold on, let me look. I can do basic algebra. But the point is, so she's, and that's the other thing. This guy may be kind of goofy and screwy, the fact that he blamed me, but you know what? I know he's a good person. And that's why I don't wear my heart on my sleeve for jackasses. I don't do it. And I don't know. I really want to make these 2 videos to say that stuff, because, like, people don't get how hard life can really be. Especially if you're, still going through it, growing up, whatever, and maturing. For anybody, I mean, life never gets easier, and life's a learning process. And I've ranted about random shit for like 15 minutes, so I'm gonna stop this now. But yeah, life's a learning process, and yeah. But like I said, hopefully I'll have some Dev Pro videos next week or later next week, whatever, maybe once Alicia gets here later tonight or tomorrow. Because I just want to see her. That's all I know. So Anyway, guys, hold on. Oh no, I can still record. Oh, sweet. Apparently exceeded the time limit. That's awesome. So apparently a partner. Okay, cool story. Nice. Anyway, so I'll keep going, I guess. But yeah, so once she gets here tonight and tomorrow, I'll have that going. But yeah, I mean, the main point is back to what I was, going on about blabbering. Life is a learning process, and the people who say otherwise, you're wrong. And the people who've wronged me and think they're the only ones who, get whatever by it, you're wrong. You're wrong. If there's two people, generally it affects both people. That's kind of a rule of thumb. But I mean, it just is. But yeah, and that kid, I hope my buddy from high school's doing well, because all I know is, again, he was a good dude. We were, as I said last video, lax bros. Yeah, go ahead and make fun. I don't give a damn. I don't wear the stereotype. I don't wear the black socks up to the friggin' almost to the knee with the sandals. So don't start with me. I don't do that garbage. It looks stupid. Comfortable or not, it looks really dumb. What I'm wearing right now is kind of stuff I wear like all the time. If anyone actually somehow knows me IRL, that's all I wear. I don't wear anything else. Occasionally I'll wear jeans. I'm like not a big fan of changing out of comfortable stuff if I can avoid it. I hate suits and ties. That was the other thing. Back in my other video, I saw into Catholic high school. I did, and Catholic high school uniforms suck. They suck, they suck, they suck. Anyone who says otherwise, you know what? Go crawl under a rock, please, because I don't need your input. It's the truth. That opinion I won't be arguing with. I'll argue opinions all day. That's fine. Not that one. That one's not, I'm not willing to actually argue or have any sort of compromise or agreement on that, because there's no way. I mean, yeah, in a sense, you look, I guess, good, and you feel kind of like, I'm so prestigious. I don't know. You feel good, but then you also like, I look like I'm like the CFO or the CEO of some medium-sized company. I don't look the way I want to. Again, as I also said, you couldn't have this. You'd be crucified. I would be crucified, I should say. I would be just. But yeah, and hopefully in the future, not just Yu-Gi-Oh stuff too, if that even happens. I'm hoping if that doesn't happen, something with Pokemon, because I am a big fan of Pokemon. As I said in my last video I posted yesterday, I am a big Poke fanatic. Funny too, I talk about college and high school and all stuff. I got back into it when I started college. Don't think I ever said that. When I was 18, I caught a Modest Latios, and I'm like, that's it. I'm gonna start playing Pokemon again. All it takes is a Modest Latios. All it takes. Yeah, I was a real, and I'm one of those guys. See, back then when I was still EV training, when I didn't use simulators, whatever, I bred all my stuff legit. Like, I didn't do anything with any of the Sav and Gen, all the Poketubers use. I don't care about that garbage. I think I said this in a previous video when I looked like I crawled out of a cave with my hair like down to here. But, and when I also swore a lot more than I do even now. But yeah, I can't stand Sav. I freaking can't stand them. Plus, if they screw up your game, what do you do then? You're just like, oh dear. And that's all you can say. But, yeah. But, yeah. The main points of those videos were, the last 5 years of my life have been a literal nightmare. And like I said, for everyone who actually watches both these and gives enough of a damn, which if I get 10 views like the last one, I'll be happy. That was sick. I'm surprised. People actually just go around and watch. It's nice. I was blown away. Yeah. Like that song by, I don't know. Should I even say it? By Breaking Benjamin. I'm not playing the music, so whatever. I don't think copyright, I'm just saying it. Breaking Benjamin, it's like, they're a good band. Yeah, they're a good band. Shoot. But, yeah. So like I said, for those who actually care enough to watch both of these, life is just, it doesn't get easier. And whenever you typically will think you found someone who can or who does make it better, they'll leave you. Generally, they'll leave you out on your own. And they'll leave you to whatever. But it's one thing if it's, that person's own accord. But if it's like the story I told, and it's, it's both, or not. It's one thing. It's your entirely your fault, but if it's both, again, partly, a little bit of it was my fault back then, but the majority of it, I mean, you're not going to sit there and blame me for what some girl messed up your mind. Sorry, it doesn't work. And I don't really give a rat's ass because that kid will never see us anyway. Cause he's like, I don't even know where he is. He's probably still at one of the local community colleges that I think he was at around here. So I don't really care. Because I know he's at a university before this, but now I have no idea what the hell happened to him. Could fall off face the earth for all I know. And all I do know is, and that's the other funny little, I'll just, I guess, segue randomly, not randomly, but segue into this. For those who believe in karma, well, I don't know about karma, but because honestly, this is just brutal. Maybe if one of these things had happened, only one had happened, I'd call it karma. What happened to my, this dude I keep talking about was brutal. In the span of 1 year, for those who know where your collarbone is, he fractures his collarbone. So I know now you can all imagine what sport he plays. Like I said, a clicky sport. Just think about what sports. It's easy to get a lot of injuries, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Fractures collarbone. Split his head open on a tile floor to have 25 stitches. And then the third and final. This is almost more of a doozy to me. Simply because surgical procedures and hospitals do not mix. And for anyone who does say they mix, good for you. You probably need help. Because anyone, and that I mean that in all seriousness, I do, because anyone who says you like hospitals or like doctors, you are probably a little bit cuckoo. I abhor, I despise, I cannot stand doctors. I know. Then again, dentists are worse. Dentists are like, I call them the mouth butcher. Yeah. Anyway, he had to have his gallbladder removed, which is, if your diet gets too messed up, your liver and your gallbladder are main things affected. I mean, I'll just go into a little, I guess, mini sort of very quick thing on this. It's like, because I'm like a health and wellness and nutrition major, whatever it's called at the university I go to. Those two are the main things responsible. If you have a really crappy diet, like what I just ate, that 7-layer cake, that doesn't help that. The salad will, when I eventually eat it, when I'm done making this. Point is, yeah, those two are really responsible for a lot of filtering and whatever, and the liver produces bile. I'm sure anyone who's taken a bio class or maybe anatomy and physiology, they would know this. That's why I said I hope everyone watched this in their senior high school or higher. Then you probably know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you might not. You might be a little confused on some parts of this. But yeah. So, basically speaking, let me make sure it's still recording. Oh my god, it is. That's awesome. So yeah, this kid, not this kid. So yeah, he had to have that removed. That's one of the two. One of the, the duo of filtration, shall I say. And that sucks. Because seriously, when you have to have crap like that done, you're in big trouble. Like you're in major trouble. And he point blank told me. He's like, yeah, I don't know if it's just my diet's been kind of bad lately, or it's all stress I was under. I'm like, that could have something to do with it. Because if your body's overly taxed, and again, I'm sure not a lot, I'm sure basically everyone knows this. Your body will then again, assuming it's probably not too great of an idea in this case, your body produces hormones called endorphins in your brain, and they make you feel good, basically speaking. And if you're under a lot of stress, your body will actually produce a different hormone, and it will typically override the amount of endorphins. It's called cortisol, and that can impact all your systems, your lymph systems, your blah, 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 your nerves, whatever. I'm not going to get into this. It's a whole anatomical sort of rant. I'm not going to really, I don't want to be acting like an anatomy teacher. Because despite me technically being a senior in college, despite being 22, like I should have graduated in May, I know quite a bit about this stuff simply because I have books and books I can actually grab. Do I want to grab one? You know what? Hold on one second. This is so unprofessional, and I don't care. Grab one. Well, it's not as big as my bio book, but it's still fairly formidable in size. And I know it's backwards. For those who can't read it, it says Understanding Normal and Clinical Nutrition. So, basically explains how different, obviously, foods affect you, whatever. And I know one thing for sure. I don't know everything about nutrition. I know chocolate cake's garbage. Tastes good, but then later you're like, if any of you ever had that feeling, you feel like a bloated cow. You're like, oh God, I feel like, I don't want to move off my couch. Oh, I'm so comfortable. And that lethargic feeling, that whatever lethargy, I don't know what tense you want to use it in, that feeling typically is a result of the cake and the simple sugars it releases. Now screw it, I'll get in a little rant about nutrition, I don't care. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. My parents just left, had to do something, so. Family can be annoying, as I said last video. I don't know what video I said. I don't really care. Once I live on campus, the semester after this one, I'll be very happy. I won't be able to do this as much, but I don't care. So yeah, that's basically the result of that crash feeling is from the simple sugars that are in the cake. And the cake really is just not good. I really shouldn't do this. Like, honestly, I'll probably tell everyone to stop at a certain point unless you want to hear, like, nutrition shit. Because this is just kind of, I'm sure, boring for most people. But, and most of you are probably like 17, 18, don't give a damn about nutrition anyway. But yeah, the simple sugars, they very much negatively impact your system. And they make you crash. And it's not healthy. That's why they say the best carbs to eat are not things like cake, or even, like, some people say, oh, potatoes are good, aren't they? Potatoes are garbage. Honestly, they're not that good. They're too basic. Beans are good. Fruit is good. Most fruit. Vegetables are good. Whole grain bread typically is good. But generally, most of the carbs aren't that great. Even rice, unless it's brown rice. Brown rice is fine. And yeah. So, but yeah. Even things like, I have a box of crackers over near me. Crackers, no. Don't eat the amount I do. Don't take half a case and then eat it at not the whole, as in the whole box, but like a pouch, I should say, a pouch of crackers, and eat half of it with peanut butter. That's not good. Especially not at like 11 at night. That's not good. You get protein, but also peanut butter's fat just galore. It's not good. Anyway, my mini ranting about nutrition gone. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, summing up these videos, life's hard. It doesn't get easier with age. Generally, doesn't get easier with age. I'm only going to be 23 in like 3.5 months, and believe me, it's not simple. I wish it was. Oh, and by the way, for those who saw yesterday's video, our Modest and Key Beetle are still for sale. Because I don't know if I got any PMs. I haven't really checked, nor do I really know how to. So if someone wants to write that in a comment, you would be a great person. I would probably... Hold on a minute. All right, so I went on about 6 minutes. Yeah, if you want to tell me how to get my PMs, you would be a great pal, and I would probably love you forever. Yeah, I really would, because I kind of need to know that. It kind of helps if you're trying to sell cards via PM. Yeah, and that's the other thing. There's a couple songs that describe my life, and I'll just say one thing. One of them is called Breaking the Habit, because that's how I am. I messed up things that I shouldn't have messed up. That's the rest of the summation, really. I messed up things I shouldn't have messed up. Like I said, people who you think can help you, if they either can't understand or they eventually just decide, you know what. And that's the other thing people have to remember about this world. I'm going to tell you this only once. I'm going to tell everyone on YouTube this once. There are good people. And people can say what they want to say. Oh my God, you get so like, I don't really care. This is how I actually am. I am a very sort of emotionally charged person, I could say. People are very intrinsically motivated, very self-motivated. That's not right. And if people weren't like that as much, even just some of the time, this world wouldn't be as messed up as it is. And I guarantee people that, because people are just so, I mean, it's, don't, sorry about that. If you know you're helping someone, then don't just, I don't give guys advice, too. I don't give everyone advice. If someone's still working on stuff, and you know they have problems, show concern for them. Show them you actually care and give a damn. Don't just, I didn't stop being concerned or showing that I cared for that other guy until he decided, let me pull this bullshit where I blame you for, where I pull this Tauros, but yeah, no, seriously, or this Terrakion, where I pull this Garbodor, however you say it, where I pull this, where I like, oh, you're at fault. He should be listening to Breaking the Habit, because he's the one at fault. He is. It's a joke. So, and that's the other thing with other people too. Don't, I'll never stop caring for someone unless, if I'm close to them, I'll never stop, because that's just not how I am. I saw enough people in my life hurt other people and hurt each other, and that's just not something I want to see. I mean, you would think, I know this is the internet and this is probably not even the place to say this, but you would think we'd all want each other to at least be somewhat happy and not be, miserable. Maybe it's just my interpretation. Or maybe that's because, as corny and cliche as it's going to sound, my girlfriend showed me, like, that even if someone has just doesn't want, I mean, she can, even if it's just in the tiniest way, bring me to a point where I actually feel more compassion again, because with how people have been to me, I've almost stopped feeling that, because there is no, let me tell you all something about this. There's no point, again, people aren't going to understand and still care and give a damn about someone and show actual concern for them as a friend and as a person if they're not going to do that for you. Like, there's no, I mean, why? Like, there's no point. And and that's what, that's what I mean about people, like, being so intrinsically motivated. It's unbelievable to me. So, including my buddy back then, like, people need to think, and you need to think about what's really worth it, and you need to think about who's worth it. Because, and this is one thing no one would ever argue with me on, and if you do, then I don't know what dimension your mind's in. We have one shot at life. One shot. And that's it. I know I'm getting more philosophical and whatever, esoteric here. We have one body, one brain, one heart. And when you decide to not pay heed to any of those, and you say, screw it, I'm only going to worry about number one, you know what that makes you? Makes you a jackass. That's what it makes you. And that's the truth. It really is. It's one thing to take care of your own business. It's another to never worry about someone else. Never think, because of other stuff and other mitigating stuff that you've been through, or that, other people, like I said, my friend have been through. That kid, again, in high school, we were like virtually inseparable. I said last video. And it never should have happened. And what happened? Someone came in, messed it up. That's how it goes. Or the person doesn't realize. They don't see. Because they put blinders on it, or they don't say, you know what? And that's why I keep saying, I'm like, what about me? No. So, that's the end of my rant. I'm done. I've been doing this for like, what? Almost 35 minutes. This whole video is 35 minutes. I'm like, I hope people actually watch this. I doubt it. But yeah. It's a strange world we live in. I'll tell you, it's only getting stranger, guys. But yeah. Like I said, if it weren't for my girlfriend, she's at least keeping some shred of compassion in me. I tell you, and that's why so many people say, and I'm sure if anyone who sees this knows people who, have done or have tried things themselves or anything else, there are times it's easier to feel numb, no matter what way it's in, or whether it's be turning yourself off to feeling, because you don't want to be hurt anymore. What you basically do, and I said this to a professor of mine, you do this. You bury yourself within a shell. You like put, I guess in essence, you put a blah, blah, blah. Forgive the bad pun, an exoskeleton over yourself. And if you don't let go of it, that's why people are so, and I think, and I'm more talking about me with like, not me with the exoskeleton, but people I've had in my life, and that's what they're afraid of. You can't, but if you hold on to that, and that's what I think, that's what I say Alicia's trying to get instilled in me. But it's not easy. Life's not easy. So, but I wish I could keep going because I can't think of how to really word it. But it's like, if the world just, like people are just too self-centered. And I myself, I mean, believe me, if I'm good enough friends with someone, I'll tell you something right now. And I know, believe me, and I do know, if someone's a jackass or not, I'll do close to anything for someone. I will. I don't care what it is. If it's within my power, within my reach, within my grasp, I will do it. I don't care what it is. You want to take a trip somewhere? Okay. You want to do X or Y? Okay. You want to do X and Z, then do Y another day? Okay. That's the thing. That's how I am. And that's what plenty of people told me. They're like, you're a very, whatever, selfless person. And that's what I tried to be. And I think that's what Alicia's trying to get me to go back to. Because I've developed, like I said, I put this around myself because I've been so hurt lately by so many things, by so many people not realizing that, oh, maybe it's not just, him. Maybe it's me. No shit. Just like that kid in my high school, and there are others. That kid, he never. So, it's saddening, but what can you do? Not much. Anyway, guess I'll wrap this video up. And had I realized I had all that extra time, I probably would have not been squinting at the recording so much on the other video. And I look at a pile of cards in front of me, and I have to see Iron Call, which only reminds me more I'm probably not going to see Alicia till tomorrow or tonight now. Great. But yeah, like I said last video and the video before, she plays Constellars and Fairies. And what are Constellars? They're frickin' machines. But yeah, they are. A lot of them, which I find weird. Oh well. Anyway, my ranting about people and nutrition and my high school story aside, I guess I'll end this video now. And but yeah, there are some songs. I'm sure everyone can think of it too, and that's how I'll kind of end this video. I'm sure everyone can think of something, a song that describes them, and any wise ass who says indestructible or some BS like that, just go away. Just go. Seriously. Like, I know, I said mine, Breaking the Habit, and there was another one. I said mine. Like, I won't even say the other one because it's a very sappy and song. Because then again, I've been told by people I should go apparently and buy land up in Canada, which is that's lovely. I may consider that. Oh wait, no, I won't, because I'm not a tremendous hockey fan, to be honest. Don't friggin' bash me. I'm just not. It's not a dislike sport. I'm just not a fan of it because it's like, I don't know. It never caught my interest. Just not a fan of that, and not a fan of just tons of trees constantly. I just prefer some kind of, Sure, someone will correct me on this because I've never been to Canada and say, oh, there's a lot more up there. Okay, whatever. But yeah, considering there's maple trees, sap. Yeah, it is kind of funny, but seriously, people have actually told me that, and I'm like, maybe? I don't know. If I ever procured enough money on my own, I might consider it. Just for the hell of it. I would probably do it too. That's the funny part. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, it just sucks though, guys. I'll tell you, and that's how I'll really end this. I think by saying this, it sucks when you're friends, and then you going from friends to really close and best friends, basically speaking, like with the guy in high school. Like I'm saying, like with him. Notice that. Pay attention to how I worded that. And that may give something out. And then to being just strangers and not giving a damn about each other. That's what I'm saying. If more people were more concerned, actually cared enough about someone as like that they were their friend and didn't hold shit against them. That's the thing. If you hold everything against someone, if you hold so much in you and hold it against someone, ask me. That's why my 5 years have been hell. I won't even go into the other story. I could tell stories and stories and stories on these friggin' things, but I'm not gonna do it. People told me I look ex-military. For God's sake, I'm not ex-military. I'd be a lot more probably messed up. No, I respect all the men and women who serve this country. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh God, the ex. Well, it's understandable. Some like garbage they have to see over there. Oh my God. I couldn't handle that. No way. I have a fairly strong constitution, i.e. my stomach, but no thank you. I'd pass. Yeah, I'll pass. Seriously, I wouldn't know. But yeah. So, tell you, I could go on a whole nother. So I mean, people don't. People always, people say to other people, put yourself in my place, put yourself in my shoes, put yourself in this situation, put yourself in this. Then do the same back. Do the same back. That's all I'm saying. Like, whatever. But, yeah. The main point is that well, you guys gotta have a long video to watch. That's all I can say. I'll put it in the but it just sucks. It really sucks when life like I said, particularly when you care about someone. So doesn't make it easier. Alright, well, I guess I'll be ending the video now. Ooh. Did she? Hold on. Oh, she texted me. Yay! Happy. Check that in a minute. Anyway, I guess. Well, just in my mind how happy I am, I don't know. Like I said, to go to that where it seems like people don't even care. I mean, at least that's the one part I didn't mention. There was a part to that first, not first, but the high school story I didn't say. Is that when we were talking that day, we were at a mall, and basically, I more or less, I guess, broke down, you could say. And he basically had to convince me that it was alright to show emotion. That was how, at that point, like I said, when this starts to get hard, when your heart just gets hard and cold, and it just basically has been changed, there's very little. But there are those people who can change it. And they don't realize how important they are. Yeah. So, anyway, my my over emotion aside, again, because I'm thinking back to that day and back to other things too that I guess now will never be good again. But yeah, so that's what he had tried to do. And that's what a friend is. Because he still cared and he's still showing concern. Whether he said it or not, he would have liked to go back. Because he said to me, he's like, but there's really, I mean, it would be hard to go back because it was 4 years ago. Like, it was 4 years, like, when we were playing, you know, poker and all that and hang out a lot more and whatever because, well, obviously, too, because, you know, plus we were in 2 different schools at the time. We were doing whatever, so. Plus both of our, that's why I say, and it's cliche as sound, both of what was in here had been changed way too much. We'd been through too much garbage, and that, you know, that level of, I don't know about brotherly closeness. That might be stretching it a bit. There was only, I mean, I felt close to one person like that, but brotherly closeness, but that just either. So anyway, Anyway, guys, damn it to frickin' everything. Yeah. So, but that's what care and concern, I guess, really looked like, and that's, even though he said that, and even though, you know, he said he changed too much, and he said all this stuff, you know, that's what a friend is. And he still wasn't. He never forgot. Because that's one thing I'll tell, and this is the last. People can say they change all they want. People can say, you know, all this stuff, anything they want. But that's what my buddy knew. Memories stayed. Memories stay forever. Even if you repress them, they stay. Good and bad. Unless you choose to actively try and forget. And the bad is what should be out the window, I guess, the metaphorical window of their head. But too many people hold on to that, and that's what leaves so much whatever inside of them, seething sort of crappy emotions. I mean, everyone does that, though, but still, there are some who do it way more than others. But my buddy had the right idea. So, as messed up as his mind had gotten from that girl, he still knew. And he still remembered. So, but yeah, guys, this has been a very, I don't know what to call it, emotionally, I guess, charged MD865. Oh, God. Yeah, but I wanted to get that story out for a while, and I'm sure there are some other implications in there, too. And there's other stuff that's, you know. But I may make a video on when I was 18, something interesting that happened. Is quite the story there, too. But yeah, this was a very long video, and this is MD865, and I hope everyone can bear listening to this. 48 minutes? Oh my goodness, I'll put a disclaimer in the title, the description, don't worry about it. And after about 30 minutes, no one has to really watch anyway. I mean, generally this is just me blabbering. But anyway, I shall see you all later, and that is it. And probably my last video is till next week, I think.